Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how I'm making $102 for every DM that we're getting from Instagram DM ads. I know it sounds pretty crazy, but for real, like every $13 we spend to get a DM ad, we're technically making $102 per DM. And I'm going to show you, I'm just going to pull up my screen real quick and I'm going to have to block off some of this stuff, but check this out. So me and my company, we invested in this new tracking software. It's actually a decent amount. It was a little over 30 grand to get something like this built out. And we're using this to get to the next level, right? And if you look over here under the stats for nerds, you'll see on average, our cost per DM is $13, and then our cash per DM is $102. Same thing with cost per conversation. It's about $41 to get a good conversation. These are meaningful conversations, people that are legit interested in our services. And then from there, it's $316 every good conversation we have. So I thought these numbers were pretty interesting and I wanted to share them with you as well, but also wanted to talk to you about the importance of tracking your numbers. And I think this is something that, it took me a while to really get good at understanding what KPIs were and start tracking them inside my business. And I'll share with you on this call, like the strategy that we use to do this. But I just really wanted to say, like, in any business model you're doing or anything, if you want to get good, consistent numbers, like if you actually want to scale your business, you have to be tracking. Like that was the biggest mistake I made. It was not tracking early enough in my business. And now we don't do anything without tracking. Like we have end of day reports, we have KPIs, everything is being tracked because as entrepreneurs, a lot of times we make decisions based off of emotion rather than logic. And that's ultimately what we do now is whenever I feel like something isn't working, because trust me, I feel like that all the time. If you're ever like, man, this system's not working, this isn't working, like, trust me, I've been there. And that's why we track everything. That's why anyone that gets inside our program, AIA, we give them our tracker so they can get up-to-date tracking right away. And whenever we have something that we got to figure out with them, first thing we say is, did you update your tracker? Cool. Show us your tracker. And that's helped a lot of our clients get results. And I'll give you a quick story of one of my clients. Shout out Stephanie, if you're watching this, because when she first started with us, she was running the ads and she's like, it's not working. It's not working. I was like, okay, cool. Well, let's check out the numbers. And we looked at their numbers and they were really good. Her problem was she just wasn't spending enough money. So I said, hey, increase your budget. Literally just today, she reached out to me and said she closed the deal from it. So like, that's the empower of tracking your numbers and making decisions based off logic. And ultimately, like why I love, not to hype up AIA so much, but why I love that program is because we really make sure our clients get results. And it's almost like you can't fail because we're over your shoulder checking out the numbers to make sure everything works. But more importantly, what I want to show you guys is inside this video, let me pull up a chart over here so I can pull this up. And by the way, if you haven't noticed yet, we are completely freeballing all of this. I don't have scripts. I don't have an editing team on the back end to do all this fancy stuff. Like my goal is just come on here on these videos and just give you like the raw data, the raw truth of what's working right now. So if you look at this, I'm going to just walk out. I'm going to block out our entire process for you. So if you're ready and you want to take some notes and you want to make some money, this is all you got to do, right? So first things first, you need to have some sort of funnel in play. Like the strategy that we're using is we're driving traffic from Instagram DMs to my Instagram page, and then we're having conversations and giving out free value. So the way that this works is you have like your ad right here. And forgive me for my serial killer handwriting. But again, we're just freeballing this and not getting all kinds of crazy graphics because I want to just give you guys what you need, right? We have ad to what we'll call right here, I'll put LM for lead magnet, meaning some sort of freebie. So for example, one of our freebies is we give out a free course. So if you want that, we give out a free course on like how to get clients through Instagram, basically breaking down the strategy plus more. So if you like this video and like what we're providing, go message me on Instagram, the word new, NEWSECRE, in all caps. And you'll be able to get a sense of what we deliver, and you can kind of see how our process works. So technically what we do is you go add to a lead magnet. Once somebody opts in for that lead magnet, we use ManyChat. I'm just going to abbreviate here, MC, which ManyChat is an automated software where you can have a conversation with people and like collect their email. And what's really cool is if you set it up the right way, like we do, it looks like a legit conversation. So what we do is we automate usually like the first 3 interactions, and then we have somebody on my team take over. So after they come in from the ad to download the lead magnet, they go through ManyChat where we collect their email, right? And their email looks something like this. So in the email, they're now in our ecosystem. We have an entire backend system where there's a bunch of emails. They get email marketing. I hired an email writer to go out there and start consistently producing more content in the email side of things. So after we have them in their email sequence, like these are people that we're going to be warming up for a while, right? But what happens is a small percent of these people will actually go on and continue a conversation. Meaning if you go back to the stats, what I was talking about, a conversation, which is actually a meaningful conversation, a small percent of these people will engage with us and have a conversation about talking about our services, seeing if we're a good fit with them. So those type of people will be, I'll just put C for combo. Those type of people would be a meaningful conversation, right? And from the meaningful conversation, a certain amount of those people will go to an application, right? Like we have a setter, somebody inside my DMs that comes through here, and it's either me or somebody in my DMs that comes through and has conversations inside Instagram to see if they're a good fit. And if you're watching this, you're like, dude, Justin, I've been speaking with you on Instagram and it hasn't been you. Chances are, to be 100% honest with you, it probably isn't, but don't get it twisted. Like I definitely am in there. I like engaging with people. I think it's just fun and better to tweak up the systems, but 90% of the time it's my setter inside my DMs that are like talking to people and seeing if you're a good fit, right? And if you're a good fit, fill out an application. We invite you to fill out an application. And then from the application, 2 things are going to happen. Either if you're not qualified, meaning like you're like, hey, I don't have any money, I can't invest in my program, I don't even know what I'm doing, I'm just here because they told me to fill this out. What happens is it says it takes them to no, and then it just gives them some free resources, right? We always like to provide value. But if they are qualified, guess what? The next step is a sales call. So sales, let's say sales, right? And then from there, you can do the math. It's either you become a client or you don't, then you go back through. If you're not a client, then we have a whole entire workflow and everything, which to be honest with you is a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But here is the exact process on how every single time I'm getting a DM from the ad, we're making money on the back end, because a certain amount of these people will fall off throughout all of this, right? And a small percent of people will come from here to go to here. And that's why it's very important to have a high ticket product so you can spend more on the front end and make more on the back end. And guess what? When you do this for over a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years, you're going to have so much data right here, and all of your numbers are going to be equaling up. It's going to be almost impossible not to, if you do this model for literally 3 months, it's going to be impossible not to scale, because as long as you're tracking your numbers, you have everything in play. And that's ultimately what it looks like is, we get someone from an ad, they're opting in for a lead magnet. And then from the lead magnet, we send them over and we get their email from ManyChat, right? Like that's our automation right there. There's a lot more that goes into play with like Zapier and all that stuff. But from there, it starts the conversation. Are they a good fit? Cool. If they are, we'll ask you to fill out an application. If not, no worries. And if they're a good fit from there, cool. Hop on a sales call, see if it's a good fit for you in our program. And here's the thing, and the thing that took me a while to understand about sales and marketing and just running a business in general is like a very small percent of people are actually going to be a good fit for your business. So your job as a business owner is to weed those people out. And that's why we have a process like this. So I hope you found value in this. As I always say on these videos, you really have 2 choices. You could continue to keep watching these videos. I like to provide a lot of value on here. And I'll respond to as many questions as I can. If you got anything particular, just drop it down below. tag me in it. I'll respond to it. Or, the other option, just depends on who you are. If you want to speed up the process and want us to help you install this exact proven system like we're using with all of our clients right now, I'll leave a link down below where you can book a call with me and my team, and we'll go through the same process with you, see if it's a good fit. And if it is, we'll talk to you about how it looks to work together. No hard pressure. What I always say with these calls is like, it's a win-win, because worst case scenario, you're going to walk away with some information that can actually help and change your life. So what I encourage you to do is book a call down below, or just stay on route and let's keep watching some of these videos I have, because I appreciate you being on here. And I hope you found value in these videos. Just let me know down in the comments, like if you did, or if there's anything else you wanted to cover inside future videos. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.